called to do a rescue in Mora, New Mexico, and
Okay.
and I talked to a couple of neighbors, and I heard about it, and I was hesitant to go. So, and that was before I was running a sanctuary. So it was the two ladies who had started the sanctuary. I said, I think I'm going to go do a recon. I'm going to go and see what we're going to be getting into before I go. And then if it looks like this is going to happen, then I'll come back and I'll be prepared, and we'll go ahead and get those animals. And when I wish I'm not exaggerating, but it's going to sound like I am, right? So I get there, and I was warned I need to bring a 4-wheel drive because I actually had to drive up through a stream bed onto the property. And when I got there, it was littered with wine bottles. There was, as far as the eye could see in the woods there, wine bottles, broken down cars, and this giant wooden box. And I'm looking for, is there a house here? And I could see some kind of a cage situation happening. And it surprised me because this little toothless lady popped out of this wooden box. Startled me. And I'm like, oh. And she's, we started a conversation, and I said, so tell me about this. She goes, well, my late husband wanted to make $1 million, so he started breeding these pure wolves. And I'd already seen 2 wolf dogs, and they were very friendly. I said, well, these are wolf dogs. She goes, oh, no, those are pure wolves. And then she takes me to this habitat, if you want to call it that.
Sure.
And you have to put in your mind's eye anything that you could use as a barrier, from bed springs to chicken wire, barbed wire, chain link fence, wooden post, anything you can make a barrier out of. This guy had made this circular pen. It was quite large.
Wow.
And in the middle of it, he had this structure that, maybe think it was like a wiki up kind of thing. It was covered in black plastic right in the middle of it. And there was a mama there with her babies inside this thing. And the dad, who was wandering around dragging his rear leg, she tells me, that's a pure Arctic wolf. And I'm like, no, that's a wolf dog, and he's gray. He's not an Arctic wolf. And I said, and his eyes are blue and brown. And she goes, oh, yeah, I know. But, if you feed them gelatin, their eyes will turn yellow.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. So I see the situation. I go back, and the ladies who ran the sanctuary at the time, they said, well, what's your assessment? I said, one word: spooky. 2 words, really spooky.
Yeah.
And so a rescue in Texas decided that they were going to come and take the animals if I could capture them. And so they came up from Texas, and when I got there, brought all my equipment and an assistant. I brought some drugs and my dart rifle, and we first darted the male, which he did not want to go down. He was going to protect his little family, and that guy was not going down. We shot him 3 times. And absolutely gave him excess of drugs, and it took a lot to get him down. And then the mom was inside this covered black plastic structure, and she's nursing babies, and she's not coming out. And I'm not going in while that guy is still up and around, right?
Right.
So I'm like, what can I do? And so I did what everybody would say never do, is I darted the mom while she was laying down. That's always a bad idea, because you can always hit them somewhere where it's inappropriate. Plus, she was feeding babies. And I had to shoot through a hole about this big, and that was almost 20 yards away. But fortunately, I did a perfect shot, got her right in the thigh. She never even got up, never stopped nursing the babies. She just went to sleep.
Wow.
And by the time she fell asleep, the male had finally gone down. So we're able to quickly go in, crate him up, crate her up, and gather up those babies and get them sent off to Texas.
Yeah.
But and the lady who lived there, she even showed me, her husband said, when I die, shoot all the wolves and bury them with me.
Oh boy.
But she's like, she goes, I can't shoot all the wolves. So she just buried her husband there on the property.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So you can kind of get a grasp of the mentality of some of the people. And now, of course, that's not every case. I'm not trying to put it out there that all people who have wolves or wolf dogs are that way.
Right.
But there are a lot of backyarders. And there's a lot of
definitely.
what I call yahoos in the woods somewhere doing this.
Yeah.
So
and it's unfortunate because it's unregulated by the government, and I mean, as you mentioned before in some of our interviews in the past, I mean, our states are so big, and how are they going to be able to regulate a lot of these backyard breeders?
Yeah, it's not possible.
Yeah.
There's no one that's going to bankroll people to go and do inspections. Of course, we live in this country where you're not coming on my property.
Sure.
And we don't want inspections, and we don't want rules and regulations, and I know that we are, we're such a litigious world here now. We have laws for everything. Just the state of California has over 5,000 laws regarding your vehicle.
Yeah.
5,000 of just your car.
Right.
So when you consider that, then do we need more laws? And and truthfully, what we really need is more ethics.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.